Oh wow, I was talking into the void. Just taking a look at Amazon here. Amazon does not look strong. Rejected 190 or 200 again, so thinking this might be a decent play to keep on watch for going a little bit lower. Dailies finding lows here now. But it doesn't look like it's going to stop. I'd be looking for that 190, 188, 186 for a short target into next week on Amazon. Also, now on Blowfin, you can trade futures for different stocks. Amazon being one of them, so that's why I've had an eye on this a little bit more. Coinbase still looking rough too. I'd be surprised if this bottoms out before it hits around 120. But so it's only 3 daily candles on here. Look at it. Yeah, just cascading. Sell pressure is not stopping. Bitcoin keeps falling. Coinbase has two issues: Bitcoin going down and not being able to hold on to new users, acquire new users. It's going to be a really big problem for them in 2026, especially if the market stays down. They have to, they have to make these quarterly reports, and if it's not showing user growth and it's not showing all these metrics that institutions are looking at when they're investing, then they're going to start selling off of their investments. So, coin has a lot going against it right now. I'll just say that. I'm going to keep it on watch. I'll personally be buying it once it hits around this 117 level. I'll be looking to buy some Coinbase, but for now, hands off. Same thing with Bitcoin. Not buying any new Bitcoin longs. Like if you look at the daily here, no strength. We went up to the 0.5 retracement. Rejected where there was a decent amount of liquidity in 90K, and then now back down to 65 within 2 weeks, so really ugly. The people calling for 48 are looking more and more like they might be correct by the day. We still have some pretty big levels here on Bitcoin to see if they can hold up, 58 being one of them. So and this area was a pretty big area for chop going back to 2024. From between March and October 2024, we pretty much just chopped in this area, which should kind of scare a lot of people. Because if we're looking at these charts, right, and we see it's a little bit messier on my screen right now. I'll try and, but if we had this much time to chop in this area, like between March and October, there's going to be a lot of people who use leverage and kill their accounts by the time the next move happens. Whether it be to the upside or the downside, there could be a decent amount of chop between 50 and 70K. Well, 60 and 70. Like that's what happened here. 58 to 74, really. And it went as low as, 48. So could be a long time that we're stuck into this sell-off. It could be an extended bear market where, price is just kind of pinned here with some liquidity grabs to the downside for institutions and other big buyers to go in long. But the way I'm looking at it right now, you don't really have a lot of, optimism in this chart right now. There's a lot going on. Even if I just remove the drawings, you can see. This is that area I'm talking about. If we go here, this is that area. It stayed within this box or this circle for over 6 months. So that's not to say that's going to happen again, but if it is, as a trader, you have to be prepared for that kind of reality. Oh my god. I didn't even notice. You can see both my dogs in the shot here. But yeah, that's what we're looking at now. That's why I'm going to be moving more into some different. While I'm waiting for liquidity to come back into crypto, I'm going to be trading some tokenized stocks. I'm going to be trading tokenized futures on commodities and on precious metals like gold and silver, which should hopefully hold us off during this time where things aren't as clear and volatile within crypto. Right now, what's silver at? I didn't even check it today, to be honest. Wow. Okay, so gold is at 4,900, but it tapped as low as 48.78 today, and silver is at 75, a lot weaker. 7% down candle in that one. Again, there was a really good opportunity short this morning. Unfortunately, I didn't take it. I just sat on the sidelines as I figured today would be more of the same from the rest of the week, but that move finally came. They chopped everyone around, took all motivation out to trade for the week, and then next thing you know, they're making a massive move to the downside. Pretty much on every asset. SPY, QQQ's down another 2%, NQ's down today. It's looking rough. My whole watch list is pretty much red. Take a look at the heat map on FinViz. Yeah. Healthcare is actually decently green. Utilities having a up day. Consumer defensive. I've been kind of screaming this in the Discord for the past couple weeks. This is where money is going to be going. Consumer defensive is going to be a place where money rotates to right now while things are uncertain. That's just, people take off of risk-off assets. They get out of these riskier tech plays, AI-based plays, the semiconductor plays. They're all down right now, MU's slightly green, but everything else is down. Financial tech, consumer electronics, communication services, Meta being down almost 3% today. Entertainment's down. Oil and gas is even down. Where people are going to be rotating their money is into the safe plays. People always need healthcare. Healthcare is going to stay green. Consumer defensive. People need groceries. And believe it or not, tobacco and nicotine-based products will stay up as well, because in a recession and stuff like that, addicts don't take those things, and they'll make sure they have the money for those things. Those things are going to be bought no matter what. So looking at healthcare, people need to get their medicine. They need to get whatever prescriptions they need. They need to go see doctors. A lot of the older demographic right now is pretty large, so it's gonna be pretty interesting into the next 6 months. While everything looks weird, I think that where you should be putting your money, just so that you don't lose. It's not that you're gonna make a huge amount of money in an investment into any consumer defensive stocks, but not to be confused with defensive stocks like Raytheon and all these war stocks. Consumer defensive is defensive in the way that it usually operates without the rest of the market. So Walmart, Costco, Coca-Cola, you've got Philip Morris and MO for alcohol and tobacco, and the rest of the what am I trying to say here? Household stocks. So something to keep an eye on. Walmart had a really great day today. It's just been hitting new all-time highs in the last few days. Looking at this, look at this chart on the daily, on the weekly. Crazy push up on Walmart. Because right now what they're doing is they're pretty much just cannibalizing Target's demographic. People who once shopped at Target to think it was kind of a more luxury option other than Walmart have started shopping. The middle class, the upper middle class has started shopping at Walmart too now. So what you're going to see is you're going to see Walmart really benefit from this, and companies like Target not so much. Let's take a look at Target stock. You know, it's a lot different of a look of Walmart's, which has just been up and up and up compared to Target. Target's not doing so hot. So take a look at that. Coke, obviously. Costco is another one. Costco still has room to break out to new highs, and with this rotation into consumer defensive, I'm likely to think that that is a thing. I might actually take some 1100 calls going into next month. This chart looks really good for continuation up here. Maybe some chop right here, but I'm probably going to wait for Monday to see if I can grab some calls on Costco going ahead. It's already up almost 3% today, so I never really like to buy calls on days like this, but if you go a little bit further out, I think the 1100 call would be really, really smart choice. Most analysts have it at 1100 for targets for this year, so real estate's actually doing pretty well. Equinox up 12%. What else is here? And utilities. Interesting. SPY though, it does not look good. 700 looks like it's rejecting. It's pretty much expected though, you know. We had another meteoric rise since last May. We've rejected this about 3 weeks in a row here at 697, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this pull back. I mean, let me get rid of these drawings. But touching this trend line at the very least around 678 would make sense. They could have one final flush here before close. We'll see, but breaks this, you know, there's room down here. There's room. We could see ourselves around 630, 650 in a week or two if this momentum keeps up. The problem is right now is with all the risk on assets that have so much weight in these indexes are all being rotated out of. So you think of stocks like Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, all these things, they have inherent risk to them, with maybe some exception with, you know, Apple, but that, like, there's a lot of risk in most of the Mag 7, especially right now where they're at so high. So they start to pull back, people start rotating out of those into consumer defensive. We're going to see an insane drop on the S&P. And that's not me being like a mega bear, that's just math at this point. You know, I don't want to see the markets drop that much, but the way everything's weighted out right now is that there's just too much risk, and everything is placed on, is with a bet on Nvidia and all these things. If there's an invasion on Taiwan, then you can really kiss like plays like TSM could buy, even though these are consistently making new highs. On the week, it's still up 6%. And a pretty massive hammer candle here. This is interesting. Maybe TSM 400 calls into next week. I don't know. This chart's looking pretty bullish right now. Completely bounced off of this support level today. Now it's moving up higher. feel like all you'd need is like a pretty decent green day for semis, and TSM gets that push to 300 or 400. Sorry. I haven't even checked the chat. I'm gonna see if you guys are saying. If anybody has any suggestions or wants me to take a look at anything, please let me know. Whew. 100 or 4. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I should have thought about you, Savvy. I didn't even realize. That's awesome. I know you'd been holding those for a bit. So you got that SPY drop you were looking for. Suggestions or want me to. Give me 2 seconds. What are you guys doing? This is when I'm not sure what's going on behind me, and then it's just him wanting to come up and lick my hand. I don't know if you guys can really see him, but. All right. All right, 15 minutes before close. I'm interested to see what SPY and BTC do here. SPY's drilling even harder, going towards 680 right now. Bitcoin, same thing. I feel like Bitcoin could go tap 65, no problem here. Oh, I forgot I'm on Twitter too. No idea how this looks on Twitter, to be honest. Yeah, BTC breaking lower. Hey, buddy. Still pushing. SPY broke 682. BTC broke that 6,500 level. Now it's at 65 or 65,300 instead of 65,500. Sellers are not giving up. Do a little refresh on the heat map. Apple down 5% today. Damn. Jesus. SPY's knifing right now. Down to 681, just like that. Bitcoin looks like it's going to go for 65K too. It's no good. Now, if you're into catching falling knives, maybe here the play is to grab the long on Bitcoin, but I'd wait until after New York closes. $681 broke. Bitcoin falling lower. Is it going to tap this trend line already today? I would put it just below 680. Oof, 680.51. Even if we don't tap this trend line, we're coming up right onto it anyway. 680.43. Cosmo, say hi to the people. There he goes. Alright, maybe we found a bottom here. I doubt it though. 8 minutes until close, so there's probably going to be some bullshit happening here. I think my top picks heading into next week are Costco and TSM. Hi, Milo. Come here. What are you tripping out about? Back over 681. So that's decent. See if we can hold it for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, the way I see it is, I'm probably not going to touch anything until next week, but especially with whatchamacallit tomorrow, CPI. All right, decent bounce on SPY actually right now. Last 5-minute candle. Gonna wait till after this close to throw some money at BTC longs, but have to see how strong this close is on SPY first. 681 right now, back again, so rejected 682, not a good look. Bitcoin's pretty much moving in lockstep with SPY right now. Has been for the last few days. Apple got a nice green candle there too. QQ, same thing. Oh, QQQ fell below 600. Dollar's pretty much flat today. I'd definitely be surprised to see Bitcoin or SPY bottom out before it touches below 680. Seems like here's too easy. Coin short doesn't look bad here into tomorrow. If you wanted to take a YOLO before the end of close. Tomorrow, like 140 put to be safe. All right, 1 minute. Get your things together. If you want to take something, take it now. If you want to sell something, sell it now. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Closed out. All right. I think that This is pretty much as bearish of a close as you can get. Headed into CPI tomorrow. No strength in the last hour of the day at all. We'll see how like Asia opens tonight, but doesn't look great. Yen still performing well. Now Bitcoin, watching the next like 10 minutes or so, Bitcoin will probably get a decent pop. Probably towards 66. Could be a decent play if you're playing leverage. I kind of want to see it retest like 65.2 first, and then I'll grab something. Because it did test this level like 4 times already. It's held up. This is the end of the day heat map. Consumer defensive will be the narrative headed forward. Utilities obviously had a good day today. Healthcare, everything else. Telecom services, I guess. Some industrials. Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin. Decent days. I think this is going to be the real story, though, in consumer defensive for the next little bit. All right, here we go. Bitcoin moving up a bit. I put it in a limit long order for 65.3. See if it hits. Oh, Sav, you didn't sell those puts? 65.6 on Bitcoin. Damn, I look white as hell on this right now. I just noticed that. Oh my god. You guys okay? Limit long didn't trigger yet. XRP just got a huge volume candle come in right now. Solana at 77, Ethereum at 1900. How the mighty have fallen, you know. Look at these charts. This is a massive head and shoulders on Ethereum. This is the weekly. Crazy to think that we almost topped out around 5K on Ethereum and now we're back down to 1900. It's crazy to think we were at 120K plus on Bitcoin and now we're at 65, you know. This is just a brutal collapse in the last couple of months. But what can you do? Just can trade what you got. Just play what you got. But it's pretty brutal. XRP, I mean, had some of the same look. Fix these charts up. Does not look good. Well below previous bull cycle lows. Literally might just gets any lower. It's like if it goes towards $1, you're testing out the beginning of the original pop like 2 years ago at this point. Same thing I guess on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but on XRP, I mean XRP was huge move from 50 cents to 366 this cycle, and it's giving it all back now. And I like personally just don't think that any of these are really in good spots to buy them. Brutal. Oh shit, I'm on the CME chart right now. Yeah, I'm not sure right now what the real move is. I feel like just keeping your liquidity and holding on is probably the smartest thing anybody can do right now, other than rotating into consumer defensive. Everything else seems high risk. Milo, quit it. My dog's a maniac. Nobody can walk past this house without him losing his absolute shit. Okay. I've got that buy set at 65.3. If it makes the move towards 66 beforehand, if it even gets up to like 66.8, 66.9, then I'll probably take off this long and readjust, say that I missed this one, the post New York close play, but I don't know. With CPI tomorrow, I'm not going to be holding anything overnight, really. Maybe scalp a few things. Some of these altcoins made crazy moves yesterday. Bera, of course, it's at 71 yesterday. This went up as high as 140 yesterday. Now it's back down. It's down 50% from highs already. Yeah, 135, but pretty much same shit. Could be a decent long here too, honestly. On Bera. Doesn't look like I'm going to get that entry on BTC, at least for now. So, thinking I might come back on later on for like a nighttime, maybe Asia session. Probably around Asia session. Oh, that's so hard to say right now. Asia session. Live stream. That I'll hop on for later, and hopefully we can squeeze some profits out of it. There's been a lot more volatility in Asian session recently, especially when Japan opens. In Shanghai and Hong Kong, there's some decent moves, so thinking about doing that tonight. So if you guys are interested in that, at me on X, let me know that you'll be there for tonight, and I'll hop on. So thank you for coming out to my Power Hour session. I'm going to be doing this and New York Open starting next week, but I'll do another one of the Power Hour closes tomorrow, and maybe Asia sessions. Just usually like hour-long things, unless we get into a trade that makes us sit here for a little bit, then I'm going to be doing that. So hopefully everyone has a great day, and